The arrival of the unlikely hero. In the vastness of space, where stars twinkled like distant dreams, the bustling space station known as Zentera Prime thrived with activity. It was a hub for traders, travelers, and adventurers from across the galaxy. Among them was Mira Talon, a young human mechanic known for her exceptional skills in repairing even the most obsolete technology. Mira's coveralls were stained with grease, her hair pulled back in a messy bun as she navigated through the crowded docking bays. She had always been drawn to machines, finding solace in their intricate designs and complex systems. Today, however, her attention was caught by something unusual, a massive, ancient warship resting silently in Docking Bay 12. The ship was a relic from a bygone era, its hull scarred and battered but still majestic in its own right. A group of Zelther engineers, known for their shimmering silver skin and sharp intellect, surrounded it. Their voices rose in frustration as they examined the vessel. "It's impossible," one Zelther shouted, tossing a tool aside in exasperation. "This ship should have been scrapped ages ago." Mira's curiosity piqued as she approached the group. "Need a hand?" she called out, catching their attention. The lead engineer, Krell, turned to her with a skeptical expression. "And who are you to offer assistance? This is advanced technology beyond your understanding." "I'm Mira Talon," she replied confidently, crossing her arms. "I specialize in fixing what others deem unfixable." Krell scoffed at her claim. "A human mechanic? You must be joking." "Maybe," Mira shot back with a smirk. "But it looks like you're not getting anywhere fast. What's the harm in letting me try?" The engineers exchanged doubtful glances before Krell sighed and gestured toward the ship. "Fine, prove us wrong." Mira felt a rush of excitement as she stepped aboard the ancient warship. Inside was a labyrinth of dark corridors and dormant systems that seemed to whisper secrets of its past. The Zelther engineers followed reluctantly, their skepticism palpable. "It's been offline for decades," Krell explained as they moved deeper into the ship's belly. "The core systems are unresponsive, and we've tried everything to get it operational." "Everything?" Mira echoed as she approached the main console. Her fingers brushed over intricate symbols etched into the panel, feeling an odd connection with the technology before her. With her handheld diagnostic device in hand, she connected it to the console. Lines of alien code scrolled across the screen as she analyzed the data flowing through it. The Zelther engineers leaned in closer, their skepticism beginning to waver. "Your technology is beautiful," Mira murmured, captivated by its complexity. "But it's not as mysterious as you think." After studying the code for several moments, she pointed out an error. "Your core isn't receiving power because the distribution nodes are misaligned. It's like trying to light a lamp with the switch turned off." Krell frowned but couldn't hide his curiosity. "We checked those nodes. Did you recalibrate the secondary bypass?" Mira asked without looking up. The engineers exchanged glances before Krell admitted, "No." Mira smirked again, feeling confident in her assessment. She rummaged through her tool belt and pulled out a small device designed for recalibration. As she adjusted the nodes carefully, a faint hum filled the air around them. Slowly but surely, lights flickered on throughout the ship's interior until they stabilized into a warm glow that illuminated their surroundings. The Zelther engineers stared in disbelief as dormant systems began to reactivate before their eyes. "You did it!" Krell exclaimed incredulously. "Not quite," Mira replied modestly as she stepped back to admire her work. "This is just the beginning. If you want this ship to fly again, I'll need more time." Krell studied her with newfound respect and curiosity while other engineers began taking notes on her methods. Perhaps this human mechanic was more than just an underdog, perhaps she held secrets that could change everything they thought they knew about technology, and themselves. As Mira continued working on the ancient warship alongside Krell and his team, little did they know that their efforts would soon lead them into an adventure far beyond anything they could have imagined, a journey that would test their skills and forge alliances across galaxies. Part 2, The Secrets of the Ancient Ship. As days passed aboard Zentera Prime's docking bay 12, Mira immersed herself in repairing and unlocking systems within the ancient warship dubbed the Celestial Guardian. Each day brought new challenges that tested both her ingenuity and determination. One afternoon, while calibrating an auxiliary power unit deep within its engine room, a place where shadows danced ominously, she stumbled upon something extraordinary: hidden compartments filled with advanced technology unlike anything she had ever seen before. "Mira! Come quick!" Krell's voice echoed through intercoms scattered throughout the Celestial Guardian. She hurried back toward him only to find him standing beside an enormous holographic display that projected star maps filled with unknown constellations and routes leading toward distant galaxies. "What is this?" Mira asked breathlessly as she approached him cautiously. "This," Krell said excitedly while pointing at specific coordinates glowing brightly on screen, "is where we believe the Celestial Guardian was originally headed before being abandoned." Mira's heart raced at his revelation. Could this be part of some forgotten mission? "What else do you know about it?" Krell hesitated momentarily before continuing cautiously. "Legends say this ship was designed not just for warfare but also exploration. Its mission was to seek out new worlds and civilizations." Intrigued by these tales woven into history's fabric, stories passed down through generations, Mira felt compelled to learn more about the Celestial Guardian's true purpose beyond mere repairs. Perhaps there lay secrets capable of altering destinies across galaxies. As days turned into weeks filled with collaborative efforts between humans and Zelthers alike, each contributing unique skills, the bond between Mira and Krell deepened further than mere mechanics alone. They shared aspirations fueled by dreams of discovery together. One evening, while working late under dim lights illuminating intricate machinery around them, Mira noticed Krell studying something intently nearby, a small device resembling an ancient key adorned with strange symbols etched into its surface. "What do you have there?" she asked curiously while stepping closer toward him cautiously without breaking eye contact from it. "It appears to be some kind of key," he replied thoughtfully while examining it closely under flickering lights illuminating his silver skin beautifully against shadows surrounding them both intimately now, "but I can't decipher its function yet." Mira reached out instinctively wanting to touch it herself when suddenly sparks erupted from nearby machinery startling both of them momentarily. "Careful!" Krell warned urgently, pulling back instinctively away from danger while keeping hold on to that mysterious key tightly still. "We don't want any accidents happening here." "Right," she said sheepishly, realizing how easily things could go wrong if they weren't careful enough during their exploration efforts together. As days passed further still, Mira found herself increasingly captivated not only by repairing the Celestial Guardian but also uncovering layers upon layers revealing hidden truths buried deep within its core systems, waiting patiently until someone brave enough dared venture forth into unknown territories ahead. With each passing moment spent alongside Krell, her heart raced knowing full well they were embarking upon something monumental together, a journey destined not only for themselves but perhaps even entire civilizations scattered throughout galaxies yearning for peace amidst chaos reigning supreme everywhere else around them. The Secrets of the Ancient Ship. As Mira continued her work on the Celestial Guardian, she felt a growing sense of purpose. The ship was more than just a project. It was a gateway to understanding a past filled with mysteries and untold stories. Each day brought new revelations, and with Krell's assistance, she was beginning to unlock the secrets hidden within its walls. Discovering hidden technologies. One evening, while inspecting the ship's engineering bay, Mira stumbled upon a series of compartments that had been sealed for ages. They were covered in dust and grime, as if time itself had forgotten them. Her heart raced with anticipation as she pried open one of the compartments, revealing an array of strange devices and tools that shimmered under the dim lights. "What do you think these are?" Krell asked, peering over her shoulder with a mix of awe and curiosity. "I'm not sure," Mira replied, carefully lifting a small device that resembled a holographic projector. "But it looks like it might be a form of communication technology." If we can figure out how to use it, we might be able to access information about the ship's past. Krell nodded, his violet eyes sparkling with excitement. Let's see if we can get it working. Together, they spent hours tinkering with the device, connecting wires and adjusting settings. Finally, after what felt like an eternity, the projector sprang to life, casting vibrant images into the air. They watched in amazement as scenes from ancient battles and peaceful negotiations played out before them. "This is incredible!" Mira exclaimed. These recordings could hold the key to understanding why this ship was abandoned. A bond forms. As they delved deeper into the ship's history through these holographic recordings, Mira and Krell formed an unbreakable bond. They shared stories about their lives. Mira spoke of her childhood dreams of exploring the stars, while Krell recounted tales of his ancestors who had fought valiantly during the Galactic Wars. The more they learned about each other's cultures and experiences, the stronger their connection grew. They found common ground in their passion for discovery and their desire to protect their respective worlds from potential threats. One night, as they sat together in the dim light of the engineering bay, Krell turned to Mira. "You know, I didn't believe you could fix the Celestial Guardian when we first met. But now, I see how much you care about this ship and its legacy." Mira smiled softly. "Thank you, Krell. I never expected to find someone who understands my passion for machines like you do." Their camaraderie blossomed into a friendship that transcended species boundaries, a testament to the power of collaboration and mutual respect. A looming threat. However, their newfound peace was soon disrupted by alarming news from Zentera Prime. Reports began circulating about an impending threat from a powerful alien race known as the Draxons, a ruthless species known for conquering planets and enslaving their inhabitants. Mira and Krell were in the middle of analyzing another holographic recording when an urgent transmission came through on their comms device. It was a warning from the station's command center. "Attention all personnel. The Draxons are approaching Zentera Prime. All ships must prepare for potential evacuation or defense." Krell's expression hardened as he turned to Mira. "We need to do something. The Celestial Guardian is our best chance at fighting back against them." Mira nodded resolutely. "We have to get this ship operational as soon as possible. If we can unlock its full capabilities, we might stand a chance against the Draxons." Rallying allies. Determined to prepare for battle, Mira and Krell gathered a team of engineers from both human and Zelther backgrounds. They worked tirelessly day and night to restore the Celestial Guardian to its former glory. Mira took charge of training her team on how to operate the ship's systems while Krell focused on integrating alien technology into their repairs. As they worked together, tensions began to rise among some members of the crew who were skeptical about cooperating with each other. One day during a particularly heated discussion about tactics for defending against the Draxons, Mira stepped forward to address her team. "Listen," she said firmly but compassionately. "We may come from different worlds and have different ways of doing things, but our goal is the same: protecting our homes from destruction. We need each other now more than ever." Her words resonated with many in the room, reminding them that unity was their greatest strength in facing adversity. The final preparations. As they neared completion of their repairs on the Celestial Guardian, Mira felt a surge of hope mixed with anxiety. The ship had become more than just a vessel, it represented their combined efforts and determination to fight back against tyranny. On the eve before their planned departure to confront the Draxons, Mira gathered her team on the bridge of the Celestial Guardian. She looked around at each face, some filled with fear while others shone with resolve. "Tomorrow," she began passionately, "we will face our fears together as one crew, one family. No matter what happens out there, remember that we are stronger united than divided." With those words echoing in their hearts, they prepared themselves for what lay ahead, a battle not just for survival but for peace across galaxies. As night fell over Zentera Prime, a calm before an impending storm, Mira stood on deck gazing at distant stars twinkling like promises waiting to be fulfilled. Little did she know that this journey would test not only her skills but also her belief in humanity's resilience against overwhelming odds. Tomorrow would bring challenges unlike any they had faced before, but together they would rise against darkness armed with hope, and perhaps even discover what true galactic peace meant along their way. The galactic threat emerges. As the sun dipped below the horizon of Zentera Prime, casting a golden hue over the bustling spaceport, Mira and Krell stood on the bridge of the Celestial Guardian, surrounded by their assembled team. The atmosphere was thick with tension as they prepared for the imminent threat posed by the Draxons. The crew, a diverse mix of humans and Zelther engineers, exchanged anxious glances, each one acutely aware that their lives, and the fate of their worlds, were at stake. A call to arms. Mira took a deep breath, her heart racing. She knew that this was a pivotal moment. "Listen up, everyone," she called out, her voice steady despite the nerves bubbling beneath the surface. "We've worked hard to get this ship operational again. Now it's time to put our skills to the test. The Draxons are coming, and we need to be ready." Krell stood beside her, his silver skin shimmering in the dim light of the control panel. "We've analyzed their movements," he added. "They're known for their brute force and tactical strategies. We must outsmart them if we want to survive." The crew nodded in agreement, their determination solidifying as they prepared for battle. Mira felt a surge of pride as she looked around at her team. They were no longer just individuals from different backgrounds but a united force ready to face whatever came their way. Planning the defense. With urgency in the air, Mira led the team through a strategic planning session. They gathered around a holographic display that projected the Draxon fleet's trajectory toward Zentera Prime. The ship's systems hummed softly as they analyzed data and discussed tactics. Here, Mira pointed at a cluster of ships on the display. "If we position ourselves here, we can use the Celestial Guardian's advanced weaponry to ambush them as they approach." Krell leaned closer, analyzing her plan. "It's risky, but if we time it right, we can catch them off guard." As they discussed various strategies, Mira felt a sense of camaraderie growing among her crew members. They shared ideas and built upon each other's suggestions, creating a cohesive plan that combined their unique skills and experiences. Training together. With a plan in place, it was time to prepare for battle. Mira organized training sessions to ensure everyone was familiar with their roles on board the Celestial Guardian. She divided the crew into teams, some focused on piloting and navigation while others practiced operating weapon systems. During one training session, Mira noticed that some of the Zelther engineers were struggling with human technology. She stepped in to help them understand how to operate the ship's controls effectively. "Just think of it like your own systems," she explained patiently, guiding them through each step. "Once you get used to it, you'll see how intuitive it can be." As they practiced together, laughter and encouragement filled the air. The initial skepticism among some crew members faded away as they learned from one another, forging bonds that would strengthen their resolve when facing danger. The calm before the storm. Days passed quickly as they trained tirelessly for the impending battle. Each member of the crew felt a mix of excitement and anxiety as they prepared for what lay ahead. Mira often found herself gazing out at the stars through the Celestial Guardian's viewport, contemplating the enormity of their mission. One evening, after a long day of training, Krell joined her on the bridge. "You're quiet tonight," he observed gently. Mira sighed softly, her gaze fixed on the stars. "I just can't shake this feeling. What if we fail? What if we're not ready?" Krell placed a reassuring hand on her shoulder. "We've come so far together. You've brought us all together as one crew, one family. No matter what happens tomorrow, we fight for each other." His words resonated deeply within her heart, igniting a flicker of hope amidst her fears. They stood together in silence for a moment longer before returning to prepare for battle. The Draxons arrive. On the day of reckoning, tension hung thick in the air as the Celestial Guardian hovered in its designated position near Zentera Prime's orbit. The crew was at their stations, adrenaline coursing through their veins as they awaited contact with the Draxan fleet. Suddenly, alarms blared throughout the ship, a warning that sent shivers down everyone's spines. "They're here," shouted one of the crew members from navigation. Mira took a deep breath and steadied herself at her command station. "All right. Remember your training. Stay focused." As they watched through the viewport, massive Draxan warships emerged from hyperspace like dark shadows against the backdrop of stars, a sight both awe-inspiring and terrifying. "The battle begins. Prepare for battle," Krell commanded as he activated the Celestial Guardian's weapon systems. Mira felt her heart pounding in rhythm with the ship's thrumming engines as she focused on coordinating their attack strategy. "On my mark. Fire at will." The first shots rang out across space as beams of energy erupted from the Celestial Guardian, striking one of the lead Draxan ships with precision. Cheers erupted among her crew as they witnessed their plan unfolding successfully. But then came retaliation. The Draxans fought back fiercely, launching volleys of fire toward them. Myra's heart raced as she barked orders to maneuver away from incoming blasts while ensuring that every member remained vigilant at their posts. "Keep firing. Don't let up," she urged passionately. Amidst chaos and explosions surrounding them, Mira felt an overwhelming sense of purpose driving her forward. This was not just about survival, it was about fighting for freedom. A turning point. Just when it seemed like they might gain an advantage against the Draxan fleet, an enormous flagship emerged from behind its smaller vessels, a behemoth that dwarfed the Celestial Guardian. "This isn't good," Krell muttered under his breath as he analyzed its weaponry capabilities displayed on screen. Mira clenched her fists. They had to find a way to outsmart this formidable opponent if they were going to prevail against such overwhelming odds. "Let's draw its fire," she shouted suddenly, an idea forming in her mind rapidly. "If we can lure it away from its fleet, we might stand a chance." With renewed determination fueling them all, the Celestial Guardian executed evasive maneuvers while firing strategically at smaller Draxan ships nearby, creating chaos among enemy ranks. As Mira led her team into battle against impossible odds, she realized that this moment would define not only who they were but also what they stood for: unity against tyranny, hope amidst despair. And so began an epic clash between two worlds, the outcome uncertain, but one thing remained clear: together they would fight until every last star shone brightly once more. Building bridges. As the battle raged around them, Mira and her crew aboard the Celestial Guardian found themselves in the heart of a conflict that would test their resolve and unity. The Draxan flagship loomed ominously in the distance, its massive form casting a shadow over the smaller vessels engaged in combat. Mira knew that this was not just a fight for survival, it was a fight for peace across galaxies. The aftermath of battle. After the initial skirmish, the crew of the Celestial Guardian regrouped on the bridge. The atmosphere was charged with adrenaline, but beneath the surface, uncertainty lingered. They had managed to hold their ground, but the Draxans were relentless, and they needed a new strategy. "Status report," Mira commanded, her voice cutting through the tension. Krell, stationed at the tactical console, quickly relayed information. "We've taken some damage, but our systems are still operational. The Draxan fleet is regrouping for another assault." Mira nodded, her mind racing as she considered their options. "We can't keep playing defense. We need to take the fight to them and disrupt their command structure." Uniting diverse forces. As they discussed their next move, Mira realized that they needed more than just their crew to succeed. They needed to forge alliances with other factions who might also be threatened by the Draxans. She proposed a daring plan to reach out to nearby planets and gather support. "We can't do this alone," she explained passionately. "If we can unite other species against the Draxans, we'll stand a better chance of driving them back." Krell looked thoughtful. "It's risky. Some species may not trust us, especially given our history with them. But we have something they don't, Mira countered. We have hope and determination. We can show them that together we can achieve what seems impossible. With that, Mira began drafting messages to send to neighboring planets, inviting them to join forces against the common enemy. A message of hope. As Mira worked on her outreach efforts, she felt a sense of purpose wash over her. She crafted each message carefully, emphasizing unity and collaboration. She spoke of shared values and mutual respect, qualities that transcended species and cultures. Together, we can protect our homes, she wrote in one message. Together, we can stand against tyranny. Once sent, she turned her attention back to her crew. We need to prepare for potential allies arriving soon, she instructed. Let's ensure the Celestial Guardian is ready for any visitors. Unexpected visitors. Days passed as they awaited responses from their messages. Tension hung in the air as they continued to fend off sporadic Draxan attacks while maintaining their hope for reinforcements. Then one day, as they monitored incoming ships on their radar, excitement rippled through the crew. Multiple vessels approaching. Krell announced with growing enthusiasm. Mira rushed to his side and squinted at the screen. Are they friendly? Looks like it. They're flying under the banners of several different species, Krell confirmed. As the ships docked at the Celestial Guardian, Mira felt a mix of anticipation and nerves. Would these new allies accept humans into their ranks? Would they trust her leadership? Building trust. When the docking bay doors opened, a diverse group of beings stepped onto the Celestial Guardian. Among them were representatives from various species, Xiphorians, known for their agility and sharp intellect, Galaxians, towering figures with powerful builds, and Illyrians, whose ethereal forms glowed softly in the dim light. Mira stepped forward to greet them, her heart pounding with both excitement and trepidation. Welcome aboard. I'm Mira Talon, captain of the Celestial Guardian. Thank you for coming. A Xiphorian named Lyra stepped forward first, her voice melodic yet firm. We've heard about your fight against the Draxans. We want to help. Mira felt relief wash over her as she exchanged determined glances with Krell. Together we can make a difference, she replied earnestly. Sharing knowledge. With their new allies aboard, Mira organized a meeting in the ship's main conference room. She wanted everyone to share their knowledge and strategies for combating the Draxans. As they gathered around a holographic display showing tactical maps of recent battles, Lyra spoke up first. We've been tracking Draxan movements from our home planet. They tend to underestimate smaller ships when they're in formation. A Galaxian named Brax added his insights. If we can utilize hit-and-run tactics with our smaller vessels while you engage their flagship directly, we might create enough chaos to disrupt their command. Mira nodded enthusiastically as ideas flowed freely among them. The atmosphere shifted from uncertainty to collaboration as everyone contributed suggestions based on their unique experiences. A unified front. With strategies taking shape and alliances solidifying among diverse species aboard the Celestial Guardian, hope blossomed within Mira's heart once more. We need to act quickly, she urged during one of their strategy sessions. The longer we wait, the more time we give the Draxans to regroup. As plans were finalized, decisions made regarding ship formations and attack strategies, the crew felt a renewed sense of purpose driving them forward into battle once again. Mira stood before her assembled team, humans and aliens alike, and felt an overwhelming sense of pride swell within her chest. This is it. Tomorrow we fight not just for ourselves but for every world threatened by tyranny, she declared passionately. Cheers erupted throughout the room as everyone rallied together, a united front ready to face whatever challenges lay ahead. Preparing for battle. That night aboard the Celestial Guardian, preparations were underway as each crew member took on assigned roles, some checking weapon systems while others ensured navigation charts were accurate. Mira moved through the ship checking on everyone's progress when she spotted Krell deep in thought near one of the consoles. "What's on your mind?" she asked gently. Krell looked up at her with determination shining in his eyes. "I just want you to know how much I believe in this mission, and you." Mira smiled warmly at him, his support meant everything during such uncertain times. "Thank you," she replied sincerely before returning back toward her duties, each step echoing with purpose until dawn broke over Zentera Prime once more, a new day heralding both hope and danger lurking just beyond sight. As they prepared themselves for battle against an enemy determined to never again allow freedom reign supreme across galaxies, their hearts united by common cause would soon be tested like never before. The battle for peace. As dawn broke over the horizon of Zentera Prime, the crew of the Celestial Guardian prepared for what would be the most critical battle of their lives. The air was thick with anticipation, and the ship hummed with energy as systems came online, ready to engage the Draxans. Mira stood on the bridge, her heart pounding in rhythm with the ship's engines, knowing that today would define not just their fate but also the future of countless worlds. The final preparations. "Everyone, listen up." Mira called out, her voice steady and commanding. "Today, we fight not just for ourselves but for every species threatened by the Draxans. We have allies now, Zyphorians, Galaxians, and Illyrians, all standing with us. Together, we can show them that unity is our greatest strength." The crew cheered in response, their spirits lifted by her words. Krell stood beside her at the tactical console, monitoring incoming signals from their allied ships. "Our forces are in position," he reported. "We're ready to execute our plan." Mira nodded, feeling a surge of confidence. "Let's do this." Launching into battle. As the Celestial Guardian launched into space, Mira took a moment to appreciate the view outside. Stars twinkled against the vast darkness, a reminder of what they were fighting for. The ship glided smoothly through the void, flanked by their allied vessels, each one a testament to the strength of cooperation. Approaching Draxan fleet, Krell announced as they neared their target. The massive Draxan flagship loomed ahead, surrounded by smaller ships that buzzed like angry hornets. "Remember our strategy," Mira reminded everyone. "We'll draw their fire while our smaller ships flank them from the sides." With a deep breath, she initiated the attack sequence. "All hands, prepare for engagement. The clash begins." The first shots rang out as energy beams lit up the darkness of space. Mira maneuvered the Celestial Guardian with precision, dodging incoming fire while returning shots at the Draxan vessels. The crew worked seamlessly together, each member knew their role and executed it flawlessly. "Target their weapon systems," Mira shouted as she directed fire toward a Draxan ship that had locked onto them. "Firing now." Krell replied as he pressed buttons rapidly at his console. The energy beam struck true, causing explosions to ripple through the enemy ranks. Cheers erupted from her crew as they witnessed their plan unfolding successfully. But then came retaliation, the Draxans fought back fiercely. A barrage of fire rained down upon them as Mira struggled to keep the Celestial Guardian steady. "Evasive maneuvers," she commanded urgently. "We need to stay mobile." A turning point. As they fought valiantly against overwhelming odds, Mira noticed something troubling on her tactical display. A large cluster of Draxan ships was breaking away from formation and heading toward Zentera Prime itself. "Krell. They're trying to flank us," she shouted. "I see it," he replied quickly. "We need to split our forces and intercept them before they reach the station." Mira felt a pang of anxiety but knew they had no choice. "Okay. We'll send half our ships to intercept while we keep engaging the flagship." With a swift decision made, she relayed orders to their allies who responded without hesitation, each ship splitting off to execute their part of the plan. Facing the flagship. As the Celestial Guardian continued its assault on the flagship, Mira felt a surge of determination coursing through her veins. This was it, the moment they had trained for and fought for together. "Concentrate fire on that flagship's command center," she ordered. Krell adjusted their targeting systems accordingly as beams of energy surged toward their target. The flagship shuddered under the assault but remained resilient, a testament to its formidable design. "We need to find a way to disable its shields," Krell suggested urgently. Myra's mind raced as she recalled information from their earlier reconnaissance missions about Draxan technology. "If we can hit their power core directly, it might overload their systems." "Let's do it," Krell replied enthusiastically. A desperate move. With renewed focus, Mira steered the Celestial Guardian closer to the flagship while avoiding enemy fire. The tension in the air was palpable as they approached their target. "Prepare to fire on my mark," she instructed her crew. As they neared striking distance, Mira felt her heart pounding louder than ever before. This was a gamble that could determine everything. "Now," she shouted, and energy beams erupted from the Celestial Guardian, striking true at the flagship's power core. For a moment, everything seemed to hang in balance. The flagship trembled violently under attack until finally, an explosion erupted from within. The aftermath. As smoke billowed from the flagship's core and alarms blared throughout its systems, the remaining Draxan ships began retreating in disarray. Cheers erupted among Myra's crew as they witnessed victory within reach. "We did it!" Krell exclaimed joyously while high-fiving nearby crew members celebrating triumphantly. But amidst celebration, Mira felt an unsettling weight pressing upon her heart. This battle may have been won, but there were still many challenges ahead, many lives yet affected by conflict raging across galaxies. A call for peace. Once things settled down aboard the Celestial Guardian, Mira gathered her crew once more, her heart heavy with thoughts about what lay ahead beyond this battle won today. "We've fought bravely together," she began solemnly addressing everyone present, her voice steady despite emotions swirling within her chest, "but let us not forget why we started this fight in first place." She paused, allowing silence fill air around them before continuing earnestly, "It is not enough just to win battles, we must strive for lasting peace among all beings across galaxies. It is time we extend our hands towards those who may still see us as enemies, and show them there is another way forward." Her words resonated deeply within every soul gathered there, hope igniting flames of purpose anew. Together they would work towards building bridges instead of walls. A new beginning. As they prepared for what lay ahead, a journey towards peace rather than conflict, Mira felt invigorated knowing that this was just beginning, an opportunity not only reshape destinies but also inspire countless others across stars yearning for harmony amidst chaos. With each passing moment spent aboard the Celestial Guardian, bonds forged through adversity would strengthen further still, creating ripples across galaxies where cooperation triumphed over division. And so began a new chapter not only for them, but perhaps entire civilizations longing desperately for peace, together united against darkness, shining brightly, hope illuminating paths yet unseen.